The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here he is, Brandon.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my video for my top 10 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays for the year 2024. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for those of you who watch my videos all throughout the year. Greatly appreciated. 2024, another banner year, another stellar year for releases. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of stores like Best Buy. We knew in 2023 wasn't going to carry, but Target sneakily got out of the game too. But it's still better than ever. You just have to order them, pay shipping and stuff. But we're getting great releases, a lot more exciting titles, a lot of cool stuff on the like coming in 2025. Dirty Harry, that's really cool, and getting a steelbook at that. For me, with these lists, as always, I either have to own it and have watched it, or reviewed the title in order for it to make my list. As I walked away from Why So Blue last year, my reviewing and stuff definitely was down. I intentionally didn't want the load of doing all the titles I used to, plus some of the people who send me them, the studios and stuff, didn't continue with me after Why So Blue, but to the ones that did, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. I just have a passion for collecting and studying up on these releases and doing the reviews, so it was really awesome to keep encouraging and keep me going with these. And shout out to all you folks that are still there with old Brandon here. But yeah, so still doing it. I'm not doing a top 10 standard Blu-rays this year because I didn't really not much in the way of the review or anything. And yeah, a lot of it 4K is really coming up. But I did think I did decide I will share with you the Blu-rays I purchased in 2024, not that I was sent for review. So, just in case, because it's not much. So I had Coup de Chance, the latest Woody Allen film. Really good movie. Check it out. But I bought that one. I bought Hardware Wars, came out on Blu-ray for the first time. This is a fun little Star Wars parody from back in the day. Friends and I in the 90s used to quote it all the time. The Marx Brothers, they're slowly getting that Warner Brothers box set out. Day at the Races. Film I love so much from this year, The Last Stop in Yuma County. It's also getting an Arrow release overseas. I got Kino's double dose of Fletch with Fletch and Fletch Lives. Upgraded in picture quality and stuff to that. I picked up Drive Away Dolls, a movie I liked in the theater and such. The last Hitchcock film to be on standard Blu-ray came out finally, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Picked that up. I picked up this collection of old RKO Dick Tracy movies. And last but not least, I bought the entire series of Star Trek Discovery. They never sent me Discovery for review. Like, it's funny, like every Star Trek I've gotten for review of shows that have come out and stuff, but not Discovery until the final season. And I decided, you know what? I'll get the full set. Cost as much as 2 of the final seasons did. But yeah, so I picked up Discovery so I can complete all my Star Trek for Blu-rays. So that's what I bought that this year. Also, I like to point out my favorite things that come out throughout the year are a lot of the Doctor Who collection set Blu-rays that come out. These are absolute faves. So we started with season 15. My favorite Doctor, Tom Baker. This is first season after Philip Hinchcliffe left as showrunner. And we get the Graham Williams era. And this has some cool stories in it. And it's sort of a more shakier between goofier and terror. But it's got... I've always liked The Invasion of Time because I'm a Sontaran nut. But it also had what's the one? The Boucher one. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it. But they got that one. Horror of Fang Rocks, of course, one of the better ones. It's Image of the Fendal and Sunmakers. It's a fun season. It's a fun set. But the one they really knocked it out of the park with, season 25, which just came out. And this is one of the best seasons. McCoy, flip a coin between 25 and 26 for his best. But a lot of Happiness Patrol reevaluation coming on this, which is an amazing redone special edition with cool CG, added scenes, all sorts of stuff. The bonus is incredible in this. This is a massive undertaking, and I think the restorations are starting to look better. They're using some new tool or something to them, but just the look of them look great. But that's not it with Doctor Who. Classic Doctor Who also saw new animation in the Celestial Toymaker, which I thought was an improvement from the other 3D animation they did. And I personally like when they go to town and take liberties with things and just go crazy, because you can. In this story, definitely left to it. And then we also had the Daleks colorization. This is one of the things they did in for the 60th. Is a colorization. It's a cut down version with new score and stuff added to it. It's a lot of fun to see it colorized. They just did the War Games, which I have not seen, but if you can find a way to get me to see it that doesn't involve paying for a VPN or something, I'm here for it. We also had the Christmas special, Church on Ruby Road, got a single release, but it's also included in the complete first season release. Now these are UK only releases. They haven't been released in the US yet, but I imagine when season 2 is coming, we'll see a US release, but probably not as bulky and many discs as this one. And then last but not least, the complete Jodie Whittaker collection, which this is sweet. I love these. I have the Peter Capaldi one. I wish I would have got in on the Matt Smith one, but it is a book that has the entire run here in discs and stuff, and I love it. I am a fan of the Jodie Whittaker era, and I was happy to consolidate things here with this, though I kept my Power of the Doctor Steelbook. So that's the year in Doctor Who. We also had Blake 7, which is a great set. I'm still going through. Didn't think to bring it here, but grab the Blake 7 set. It's cool. And if you've never seen Blake 7, give it a shot. It's a cool sci-fi show. So that's my Doctor Who Blu-ray buying for the year. I never get a review Doctor Who. I wish they would send me stuff for review. So now, before we get to my top 10 4Ks of 2024, let's go through my honorable mentions for this year. So like the 11 through 20, they almost made it. And we've got North by Northwest on 4K for the first time. It looked gorgeous. The Departed Steelbook. These are in no number order. Didn't think of it. A Nightmare on Elm Street looks better, sounds better than ever before. Brian De Palma's Body Double, which got a steelbook from Sony. Albert Payne's Election from Paramount Presents. Paramount Presents also Chinatown, 4K Ultra HD. Criterion's Le Samurai from Melville. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2 Steelbook, which came with these cool magnets on there, which I think I reviewed this, so you probably saw them. And a poster. Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. Awesome 4K release. And then I have this like Sam Raimi goodies with Drag Me to Hell, The Gift, and A Simple Plan. Not to be confused with the band Simple Plan. So that's my honorable mentions. Now let's get into the real deal. The top 10 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays of 2024. Or you know what? My favorite ones of 2024. No one's so determined divine. So here we go. I'm going to pull up my list here. And here we go. Number 10, the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes Steelbook Edition. This comes from the Disney people who now own all the Fox or 20th Century Studios stuff. Very cool release. Movie looks terrific. the one thing, so it's got good bonus features, but the one thing that I thought was super cool in this is there's a version of the film you can watch where it's got the pre-visualization effects and stuff like that. Watch the whole movie like that, so you get to see the actors in mocap gear and stuff acting out the scenes. You get to see some storyboardy stuff to go with it as well, but a very cool release for a newer movie. I like this steelbook quite a bit too, but yeah, Kingdom of the Planet Apes, big Apes fan. Movie delivered, and this release was quite sweet as well. And number 9, Mute Witness from Arrow Video. I have preached at the Church of Mute Witness ever since I randomly rented it in the 90s when it debuted on VHS. All it said on the poster, it said on the VHS box something about Hitchcock. And I was like, oh, yeah, what is this? And I'll have to say, I don't know the whole movie pans out to how good the first act is, but it's still held up quite good. It's sneaky when it's Alec Guinness's final performance, but it was filmed much before his death. He didn't even know he was in this movie. I think it came out before he died. But it's a great thriller. Not really any big name people in it, but I don't want to say too much about it because I think it's a cult, certainly a cult movie still to this day, because I don't think a lot, but even though it came out in 4K now, it's skipped Blu-ray. It's now in 4K. People can check it out, but I still think it's still a little known movie. But I've always been a big fan of this since I first saw it on VHS, and finally got a 4K, and I was very happy with the 4K. It was a solid, good, decent, solid bonus features, essays and stuff, and decent transfer and stuff like that. Number 8, another movie that skipped Blu-ray in the United States, but came out here, is Paper Moon from Criterion. This one is one of the finest films of the 70s, a very fun movie. You can definitely see the Coen brothers inspirations coming from it and stuff like that, but oh man, what a joy. And it's got a lot of good bonus features with some archival Bogdanovich, got some essays, late Johnny Carson spot with guests Peter Bogdanovich, Ryan O'Neal, and Tatum O'Neal. So this was an awesome thing to get toward the end of the year, and it looks amazing, and I'm very happy to own Paper Moon. And the case is cool because it comes in like the cigar box, so it's got like that. Yeah, see, it's got all the stuff. Yeah, very well put together release. As you guys know, I can be kind of a packaging whore, but hey, well, number 9, Paper Moon. So now we're getting to number 7. Okay, we actually had a whole episode of the show dedicated to this one, and it's Bringing Out the Dead from Paramount Presents 4K Ultra HD. Another movie that skipped Blu-ray, went straight to 4K. This is how you do it. This is complete release, best it can be. The movie looks like a whole different world. I mean, after watching it on like a DVD for years, and then the interviews from Justin Bieber are terrific, and the archival ones take up some good time as well. Bring Out the Dead, Paramount Presents. I cannot praise it even more than I have already. But there's a whole episode on it, so if you look for my show, go back to like September, and yeah, that's how we kicked off year 5. Next, one I'm very big on. This release of Hush from Shout Studios, Scream Factory banner. Also, Justin Bieber worked on these as well, and we talked about that on that episode too. 2 ways to watch the movie. Well, 2. So there's so many ways to watch this movie now, because there's the original theatrical way. There's the shush cut, which has a whole new sound design and black and white feature, and it's a black and white feature, but you can put the shush cut audio with the color. You can put the original audio with the black and white. You can mix and match. There's multiple commentaries. You can watch one of the commentaries. There's great interviews here. This is complete. It's like 4 discs. It's awesome. This is one of the highest recommended movie releases of the year here. It's a good movie too. It's freaking really lean, mean, awesome little home invasion slasher unique thing. Got a lot of Hitchcock stuff in there, like Mute Witness, but Hush. Pick that up. Next, we have From 88 Films, the release of Project A 1 and 2 collection. We went on a Jackie Chan tear the other year with the box sets and stuff, and this one from them on 4K was a big one people were looking forward to. These are very fine films. They come with the standard. This comes with some of their, when they do Buffo stuff, comes with 2 posters that are reversible, and it's also got a big booklet, and it's got discs for each. This is in a hard shell case. This is how you want it. This is amazing. I like both these movies and some of the finest acrobatics, stunts, everything like that. With Project A, this release kept getting delayed. It got delayed a couple times, quite a few times, but 88 Films, when they delay them, it's for the right reasons. And when they come out, there's nary a complaint or a nitpick. And this release was terrific. And I love Get More Jackie Chan. They're doing Miracles now, so very excited to pick up that one. But I don't know if this is still in print. I know it's probably limited, and then they'll release the other 2 by themselves at some point. But Project A 1 and 2 is my number 5. Going into number 4. Oh, okay. This is where we get big here. So normally every year there's like a reserved spot for these because these are some of my favorite things in the world. But there's 2 times this year because last year I didn't have one. Columbia Classics Volume 4. That's the green one. Columbia Classics Volume 5, which just recently came out. Volume 4. This is the one that had His Girl Friday. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Kramer vs. Kramer. Starman, Sleepless in Seattle, Punch Drunk Love, and then the newest one, which I still have Little Women to watch yet. So it's got Little Women, it's got Age of Innocence, Tootsie, what the hell? Oh, Man for All Seasons, On the Waterfront, and what was that one called? All the Kingsmen. Duh. So these were quite good, but in addition to some of the most stellar looking restorations and great bonus features, these are also having bonus discs that include only on like regular Blu-ray, but a lot of the silent films and silent shorts that I think a lot of the people who get to review those have been overlooking as quite a benefit, and those have never been on home video and stuff before. So yeah, you should definitely check those out. Number 3, once again, another standard Blu-ray skipper, but it made it to 4K, and boy, did it. This one had been rumored for a long time, but Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid from Criterion. Multiple cuts of the movie here. Lots of bonus features, many discs. This is awesome. This is a great Peck and Paul Western. I'm glad they have it. I wonder if they have the Wild Bunch. That'd be really cool to have, too. Been wanting this for quite some time. The funny thing was I got this from Barnes. It came out during a Barnes & Noble sale, too. So I got it at Barnes & Noble and went to go pick it up, and the guy behind the counter was like, yeah. Pulled out his. He's like, I got it too. I was like, heck yeah. And we talked about this movie and then talked about how his son's big film buff and stuff like that. And he's like, you got to see this movie. So, yeah. Criterion put out a great release for it. Excellent stuff. Check it out. More Peck and Paul on 4K, please. And yeah, so that's number 3. Number 2, I went anti-Criterion here, but is the Seventh Samurai. The BFI edition on 4K. I had the Criterion for the Blu-ray, and that one looked, aside from a transfer that was going to be the same as this one, on disc, same extras, same packaging and everything, I went for the BFI one for the 4K. And boy, it was just awesome because it's got a poster with it. It's got a booklet just like Criterion would, like a thicker book and stuff too. And then it's got a lot of bonus features, some not featured on the Criterion. So I watched this the other weekend, and it looks so good. And boy, we talk about The Brutalist being 3.5 hours and flying by. So does Seventh Samurai. It's such a cool movie. It's so inspirational. Like, I wanted to show my kids it who are 12 and 10, but I was like, no, I don't want to bore them. I don't know if they find it as exciting as I would. So I'm waiting till the right time to show them Seven Samurai. But more Kurosawa in 4K. Of course, Yojimbo and Sanjuro is coming out in just a couple weeks. So everybody pick that one up. And hopefully we can get Rashomon, Hidden Fortress, High and Low, like all the other ones too. So number 2, Seven Samurai. So what could number 1 be? Well, my number 1, luckily, came out and got a replacement disc before we could talk about. But I wasn't too pissed at what it looked like before the replacement disc, and I don't like sit and study all these things. Like some people know, maybe better than me, about transfers and what things are supposed to look. Whatever. It's crazy, but my number 1 for this year is Dario Argento's Opera from Severin Films. This is a great release. It's got tons. It's got 2 different aspect ratios to watch it in, and all sorts. It's got a book, and it's just loaded. And the transfer looked like they spent good time on it even before the color fixes and stuff, and now it looks splendid. I'm a big Argento fan. I love collecting his films on 4K and Blu-ray and stuff like that. And this was one of my most looking forward to titles this year, and it did not disappoint. And congrats to Severin Films, everyone there, on a job well done. Really like this release, and kudos on you for listening to people and getting a replacement disc out there. So that's awesome. And yeah, I definitely recommend Opera. I don't know if this sold out or not, but if it didn't, I'm sure maybe they'll put out a standard one. But this is one of the so when it talks of great Argento films, I think it gets held toward the end or low, and then in terms of the back end, it gets held up high. It needs to be up there with just pure greatness. There are films after this I do like decently, but this might have been the last like big one and stuff. And I've seen a lot of people rediscover or discovering this one for the first time in recent years and loving it. So there we are. Opera, 4K Ultra HD. We did it. That's the list. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. What were some of your favorite titles? You don't have to agree with me. You can argue like, but these are my favorites. I want to know your favorites. I really do. And what are you looking forward to next year on 4K Ultra HD? Of course, I'm looking forward to standard Blu-rays of Doctor Who stuff, of course, but 4K, I'm very looking forward to the Dirty Harry 4K and Godzilla vs. Biollante, which has been out of print for a long time on Blu-ray, and we're getting it on 4K from Criterion in March. We're getting some Quentin Tarantino stuff right off the bat here. We got some good stuff coming in February, too. It is loaded to start the year. So, yeah, let's all get excited. Let's all keep collecting these. Let's keep talking about spreading the love of physical media in a streaming world. The old wise sages who are going to save entertainment one day by owning something that nobody has. Or, you know what? We just like movies and we like owning them, right? And looking at transfers. Cool. All right, everybody. My show will be back with a episode for the best films of 2024 with Chris Johnson. Looking forward to that. But this has been the best 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays of it. So, as always, appreciate you watching. Have a great end of your year and an awesome start to next year. And until next time, stay film positive.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at BrandonPetersShow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.